Everybody, we're in Matthew chapter 11, and what I want to highlight today is a verse later on in the chapter. There's a lot of fascinating stuff in this chapter in general, but starting in verse 18, Jesus has been talking about John the Baptist, and John the Baptist is in prison, and he has sent people to ask if Jesus is really the Messiah, and Jesus starts talking to the crowd. And later in 18, he gets to something that I think is the overall kind of theme for this chapter in this section. And the verses say, "For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they say, he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, here is a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. But wisdom is proved right by her deeds." So what is this passage saying? What is it getting at? The thing that I think of is how when you're doing anything in this life, it's very easy to feel expectations, whether those are expectations you put on yourself or expectations that others have put on you. But the reality is that you're always going to let somebody down. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to do what everybody wants you to do. Some of you people-pleasing friends out there, you're going to struggle with this passage because Jesus, what he's saying is that John did things one way and everybody criticized him. And then Jesus did it the exact opposite way and everybody criticized him. There's a lose-lose, no matter what you did, people were critical. And so whatever God's calling you to do, my encouragement to you today is that you would not be led by your expectations or the expectations of those around you, but you would be led by godly wisdom, that he would direct your paths. And what you find later in this chapter is actually a verse that you probably have heard before, but it's often probably taken out of context. And the verse is verse 28, where it says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I'm gentle and humble in heart, and you'll find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So as you're going through this life and trying to walk in wisdom and not live up to others' expectations, we have him to rest on ultimately.